This game has become focal point for protest. No fans allowed, remember, but they're gathering outside and social distancing.
Football. My favourite sport, England's favourite sport, the world's favourite sport. A sport that recently almost got ripped to pieces because of greed. If you haven't been living under a rock, whether you're a footy fan or not, you would have heard of the Super League.
The Super League.
The European Super League.
Proposed European Super League.
A proposed Super League.
6 teams from the Premier League, 3 teams from Spain, 2 teams from Italy are going to form their own Super League.
Greed incarnate.
What did you think was going to happen?
A competition that sought to get Europe's biggest clubs, and Tottenham,
and Tottenham as well,
to take part in a competition which can only be described as entertainment and not sport. Now, don't get me wrong, football has slowly been dying for years. Corruption and greed has been very apparent to the sport we've all loved, even for as long as I've been alive. But this was the final straw, and millions spoke out about their anger towards the league, and I wanted to get involved. I do not support one of the teams who were asked to take part, and I knew this was concerning for what it could have meant for my football team, but this was also irrelevant because any true football fan knew that this would be the death of football. But before I even got a chance to make a statement in any sort of way, it capitulated. The pressure from the fans, players, managers, and probably more importantly the government was enough for the English teams to dip out just after 2 days. 2 days. Some of the things that have lasted longer than the Super League are Gemma Collins' appearance on I'm a Celeb, the Titanic's voyage, the time KFC ran out of chicken,
I've had to go to Burger King,
Liam Bedford's relevancy. I mean, the list really goes on. But it felt right for myself to commemorate the part of history that football has just gone through by acknowledging the death of the Super League. So, I had the slightly morbid idea of placing Super League tombstones at the grounds of the English teams who decided to take part in the league. Due to COVID and travelling though, I made the call to stick to the London clubs. And also, don't worry, I did a test and we're all good on that front. However, the main goal of the project was to be at the Chelsea Champions League game against Real Madrid, with the owner of the Galacticos, Florentino Perez, seeming to be one of the most desperate owners to get the Super League moving. So, take some photos outside the Emirates and Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, wait to the Chelsea game, take more photos, and get posted online and send in the story to the press, and see if we can create some noise with a funeral for the Super League. So, making the tombstone. With some help, we made a shell out of some cardboard boxes. And after that great start, it was time for the paper mache, something I've not done in about 15 years. The tombstone was coming together nicely, and it was time to paint it all. And after successfully putting together the tombstone, it was time to go take it to the grounds to take some photos.
Wave. My life been looking gorgeous. Take one day at a time, I pray I never have to force it. Got bad women for me, tell they man he need to forfeit. I'm standing with the torch gripped in my hand, I'm hella calm, the other palm hold my fortune.
Right, so we have returned to the Emirates Stadium. I say returned because I've been here for a video before. Quick clip. So this is the first stadium we're going to be doing. We're going to be going for this stadium, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and then we're going to be going to Stamford Bridge, Chelsea Stadium on Wednesday night when they're playing Real Madrid. So let's go put the tombstone down.
Cause we live in, and I'm addicted to feeling like I'm invincible. Take the bag, then I triple it. The flow been on the pinnacle. Vivid dreams of a miracle. Where I made it out of.
It didn't take long for people to flock in their numbers. Just look at this. It's almost overwhelming.
Loyal to the players, don't let them rob you of protection of yourself. It's lying for a check, I call it bribing for the flex.
After taking some pictures, it was time to head over to the new Spurs stadium.
Be yourself, Jay Lings, Jay Lings.
You know it's a movement, I can't do it.
It seemed to be a bit more challenging at the Spurs stadium, however. As you can see here, I got into a bit of a debate with some security, and after trying to sneak in unsuccessfully, we decided to stick to taking photos just outside the ground.
They really not who they claiming. They talking foul with the cap block. My heart is cold, keep it padlocked. My mind is coated in Kevlar. They sit the shop and can't stick me. I dropped the ball in my lesson. I dropped the class with the schedule. I can't afford to be bored, but a couple of bros.
Right, we are outside Stamford Bridge right now. As close as we can be because the security are outside, probably based off what happened the other day at Manchester United. Not surprising. We're going to take a photo now and start getting that going on social media, hopefully get the ball rolling a little bit. John's going to hit tweet now because he's walked around the Emirates right now, and he has found the one at the Emirates, and we're going to start trying to get the ball rolling. And then I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens in the next 20-30 minutes. I'm assuming Chelsea fans are going to come down from some sort of little march because there's a lot of them gathering up the road. So yeah, let's play it by ear and see and get some photos. So, this was the final piece to our puzzle. Take some photos outside Stamford Bridge and then get posting to social media. My tactic was to try and keep it away from my own socials, so it wasn't obviously just for a YouTube video. So, John started the tweeting off as if he had just been walking around the Emirates and found a tombstone there. I then got help from Trav, a football Twitter member and United fan, to pretend his mate had just sent in these images of the tombstones, with the hope of it getting some traction on Twitter. And spoiler alert, it didn't really work. On top of this, friends of the Lee and Bedford YouTube channel, the High Press Media, who are a football brand, shared these images for me as well. It was at this point though that we became Wallies with Brollies, as hail started to hit us hard, and we knew it was probably best to call it a day at Stamford Bridge. So one thing to do now was to leave the tombstone outside the ground, and hope that that was enough to get some press attention. And that's exactly what happened. And as soon as I placed that gravestone down, I did not know that this is what was going to give me the most success. People gathered round instantly to take photos, but what really sealed the deal for me, someone from the Press Association took a photo, which then made it to multiple different places for articles, starting off with the Daily Mail, but some other massive websites such as NigerianNewsHeadlines.com, 24/7 News Around the World, and the New York Post. But not the New York Post, I'm afraid. However, it was a job well done. I did exactly what I wanted to do, which was give the European Super League a send-off that nobody asked for or wanted. But what's the lesson we've learned today? Football fans can beat billionaires when it comes to our sport, but the change to our game as we know it looks more and more needed each day. So keep fighting for what you believe in, whether it's football or something else. And I'm not going to keep you waiting too long at the end of this video, so if you're still watching, hit like, drop a comment and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you soon.